hear me now, loud and clear. Yes, yes, Reggie. Hope you're well, mate. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Is it clear or is it buffering? Better, yes, yes. Evening. Hi, Danny. Yeah. Can you hear me? Loud and clear. Yeah. Okay. So I know it's a late one, but I've been basically sat here doing some behind the scenes work. Obviously, because it's important. So probably when we was in France, maybe maybe 3 weeks ago, we were walking along the beach doing what we were doing, and I stumbled across this. This belongs to an Afghan migrant. And this Afghan migrant has, let's say, documented his travels from everywhere. So I've been sat using ChatGPT to basically translate everything on this phone in WhatsApp. So you've got, so I want to start with the lower stuff first. So he's obviously in contact with NGOs who are supplying and helping him to travel. Wait for this. So I'm going to analyse this. I'm going to take all this off and I'm going to basically put the screenshots of what's being said, and I'm going to put a screenshot of the translation at some point over this. So the guy, he's met NGOs, people with the NGOs he calls the helpers in Tunisia. He's then taken, with the help of the NGOs, from Tunisia to Italy, which makes sense. And then they are given information on how to then get to France. Different routes, different ferries, trains, buses, everything. But the mad thing is that he's talking about the plan. Talking about, hold on, which one was it, this one? So you can see the first documentation that he's talking about is him being on the boat from Tunisia to Italy, which makes sense because they're quite far. He then goes on in Arabic to say, well done, God willing, the plan is working. What then goes on to him to say, I never thought it'd actually work, but it did. Soon we'll be in the land of where we need to be. Like, what the fuck? And then they're talking about, he then goes ghost for about a week. He says, because I basically... So what the gist of it, what I've got here is we then have the NGOs in France, which are talking to him about getting some clothes or something. And then they start giving, when you need to go, you need to talk to us. Okay, no problem. So, and I don't know who this lady is, but she's obviously from the French side. So this is an NGO that's helping them. So what I want to do is obviously I've analysed this phone for about 3 hours now. I've written down all of the stuff that we're finding, but there is clearly a lot of information on here that are good. That's gonna really help us to prove, that these men that say they're from war-torn countries, videos and pictures on here, which I won't show because it's his private stuff, but I've got video pictures here. He's living a happy life. This guy's living a happy life, and he just I'm not going to say that actually. The stuff I don't want to say, I want to speak to Ryan when I see him about this, but this is gold. This is gold. This is absolute gold. I mean, he is, even to the recent, people are still sending in WhatsApps now at, on the 26th? He had a WhatsApp from someone, and then this guy here is saying, where are you? We need you. He's obviously already in England. So they're trying where he is. This isn't in Arabic there. It says, where are you? Anyone wants to screenshot that and test it. It says, where are you? And then he's got other individuals that were on the 19th. I mean, there's so much here. I mean, look. You got him on the boat. Yeah. You got another one. So they basically documented his whole trip from Africa to the beaches of France to then to us, and it's gold. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that he's researching. He's researching how to put, what was it? How to use a boat. How to, hold on, what we got here? It's mental, honestly. I couldn't believe it. When I started actually looking into this, I thought, oh my God, we've hit the gold dust here. Because this literally, I can't remember where it was now. It was on the email. But yeah, we've got access. I mean, all of this stuff that's on here. I want to know all of this. Is this, what the fuck is this? I mean, there's a lot going on here that we need to know about. A lot. So we need to analyse it. We need to work out. But I just wanted to just let you know, because I just found it that this could be a real eye opener to really work out, to get rid of this notion that these men are, the left and the media, they're running away from, whatever, they're probably part, and they're running away because of the crimes they've committed. So it's just to say, a lot of information on this phone. We will find out exactly what's on there. It's clear the NGOs are helping them from Tunisia to Italy, and then somehow they're getting to France. We're gonna really get someone that knows what they're doing to analyse this and basically get everything off it and basically work out exactly what we've got here. There's a lot of pictures. Yeah, and it's all, they're all, I don't know. I don't really know what I'm looking at, but it's gold dust. But again, one of the things that's important is that, people understand that we're doing this properly. We're not doing this as a Mickey Mouse outfit. I mean, these type of things here, the documentation, we've got all the documentation we're going to analyse that proves that these people are being given residency in France, given asylum in France. They're not, they're France's issue. They should be given back to France because France have processed them. We haven't processed them. They've processed them. They should be given back to France. The whole thing is a boogeyman. This notion that it's all it is gangs. It's bullshit. Yes, I accept there are gangs, and I accept there's probably people that do pay, but the vast majority of these Sudan nationals who come in flip-flops and live in tents have not got €1,000 to give anyone. So yeah, another real good eye opener for Operation Overlord. And just to highlight the fact, I've had a lot of messages today saying, Danny, what is going on? I haven't had the email. All the emails are starting to go out from Monday. I've done a few contacts over the last couple of days. There's probably various people that have had contact from me, but the bulk of it will be happening from Monday next week. And that will be emails being asked to attend somewhere. And then what we'll do is we'll be going through those individuals, making sure that they are who they say they are, making sure that we, I'm not an idiot. I've been doing this a long time. Ryan is not an idiot. And people that we associate ourselves with are not idiots. So we will make sure that anyone we bring in has been vetted thoroughly. Because I wouldn't want to travel with anyone that I don't know 100% who it is. And when you look at the amount, I mean, between the data that we've got and the Ryan's data, you're looking anywhere from 15 to 20,000 patriots that have signed up for that. That's a lot of people. You then have to weed out the left. You've then got to weed out the, the weirdos. There's going to be. You've got to weed out the police. You've got to weed out this. And you only really get to do that. I can only get to do that if I'm face to face. If I sit down at a table with someone and say, hello, mate. So, yeah, okay, what do you do for a living? He goes, this. Okay, how did you hear about it? On social media. Well, let's have a look at your social media then. If he's got a brand new Facebook and a brand new Instagram, then something's not right. So we're going to do our due diligence on that and make sure that everyone that we take, yeah, there's loads of weirdos probably in the chat, just ignore them. That anyone we take, and what does it look like? So we have safe houses in the north of France. We're going to have probably about 3 or 4 by the end of it. We are hiring vehicles, French vehicles, buses. We are hiring, for people to be able to feel comfortable in France. So we take them to the safe houses in groups. They'll then be prepped. They'll understand their job role, which will be either walking along the beaches at the Pacific time to work out if there's any activity. Then there'll be search teams looking. We know exactly how they're burying the boats. We had the national police tell us how they find them. When they say they find them, is they prod in the sand. Apparently they dig them, and then if you prod, you can feel it. But so we're going to have search teams. We're going to have individuals that are in the towns. They're going to be in the towns, and because every time we've been to France, we've always driven past a commotion of police officers within the town, which then indicates to us. Can I just let the dog out sit? 1 second. Let the dog out. Yeah, so sorry about that. Yeah, so we'll have people in the towns, we'll have people that will be watching, everyone's going to be conned up, everyone will know. We're going to have people on different beaches. So it's a vast space, but it's not a vast space where they're leaving from. The coastline is a vast space. What we need is to have teams on separate beaches, conned up, constantly understanding what's going on. They are the reason I actually think as well. The reason one of the evidence points towards is that they're not going unless the weather is perfect. So they're not going unless the waves are below a certain number, the wind is below a certain number, and obviously the normal rain and wind sort of stuff. So that being said, I find that quite ironic, really, because if you're a migrant and you just want to get to England and you just want to scourge off us and potentially commit crimes, you're not really bothered about the wave height and you're not really bothered about the wind. So it makes me think that you've got to go at these times, which I think is the NGOs. I think the NGOs are saying you cannot go at this time, you have to go at this time. So we can predict quite easily when they will make the attempts. So the reason we were caught out last time is because they started to play quite smart. So the police knew we were on a certain beach. We then only found out later on that the reason they weren't on our beach is because they were in the town throwing stones and causing absolute carnage for the local French. So we didn't know that. We were on the sand dunes freezing our asses off. Anyone that's seen the video, see me crawling up to a couple of reporters pretending to be Albanian gangsters. If you haven't seen it, go and have a look at it. It's quite funny. But then what they've done is they directed the migrants in the opposite direction, further down the coast, and let them go from there. So we're sitting on this beach and we're thinking, they ain't leaving from here. We're not, there's no way this is not happening from here. Long and behold, they were going somewhere else. So that will never happen again. That will never, ever happen again. So we will always make sure now we have teams on all different elements of those beaches so that we have information being fed back to the hub in real time at that point. So that's something that we missed. Something we need to do next. The other thing is dealing with Dover and dealing with places like Crowborough. This Operation Overlord will become, and with the Raise the Colours and Ryan, will become an ability for us to have a way of a pushback on, because at the moment things are happening in our country and we're just sort of going, well, there's nothing we can do about it. Well, there is things we can do about it. We've got to stand up. You've got to understand that the political class don't know what the fuck they're doing. They have no idea what the people really think. The educated and higher classes are just, so mega rich that they don't really care, and they can buy their way out of living in these areas that these migrants are staying in, or whatever. And let me be honest, I know that migrants aren't the only problem in our country. I know that. I mean, we have a huge problem with wrong-uns in our country. I mean, middle-aged white men are the highest proportion of paedophiles in this country because we're a white country. But because of that, we have a large number of wrong-uns already here. Why would we then allow such a large number to come in again? So that being said, is migrant phone information going to be taken off this? This is what I'm seeing on here is insane. I'm going to get this analysed properly. I've had 3 hours on it and I'm shocked. There is a whole route from Africa, Tunisia, Italy, into France. They're communicating with NGOs. We're going to analyse that. They're communicating with Arabs around the world. Why are they doing that? Is there any plans in any of the information that's on here? So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Much love to you. I'm going to try and get my head down and switch off. Happy New Year, everyone.
Think you're not creative?